The wind howled through the Carvian mountain pass as Kanat pulled his worn coat tighter around his shoulders. At 17 standard years, the human orphan had learned to navigate these treacherous peaks alone, surviving on what the harsh colonial world of Arcturus 7 grudgingly provided. His settlement had been wiped out by a viral outbreak 2 years ago, leaving him the sole survivor in a prefab shelter at the mountain's base. That's when he saw her, a figure stumbling through the snow, her blue-tinted skin nearly matching the twilight sky. She collapsed 20 meters from his shelter. Kanat rushed out, his boots crunching through ice. Up close, he recognized her species, a Zeltharian, one of the elegant spacefaring races that considered humans little more than stubborn primitives clinging to backwater worlds. Her ornate robes were torn, and a deep gash ran across her shoulder, leaking luminescent blood. "Please," she whispered in accented standard, her large violet eyes meeting his. "The Krell Raiders. They're hunting me. I need to reach the communications outpost, beyond the northern pass." Kanat knew that pass. It was a 3-day journey through some of the most unforgiving terrain on the planet. Most experienced climbers avoided it, but he also knew what Krell Raiders did to their captives. "Can you walk?" he asked. She nodded weakly. "Barely. Then we leave at dawn." "I'm Kanat." "Bella," she replied, her voice carrying a musical quality even in pain. "Why would you help me? You're kind. You have no reason to—" "I have every reason," Kanat interrupted, already gathering supplies. "You're hurt, you're alone, and someone's trying to kill you. That's all I need to know." The next 3 days tested every survival skill Kanat possessed. Bella's injury slowed them considerably, and her physiology wasn't designed for the cold. The human fashioned a makeshift sled from polymer sheets, dragging her when she couldn't walk. He shared his rations, giving her the larger portions despite her protests. At night, he built shelters from ice blocks, using his body heat to keep her from freezing. "Your species is fascinating," Bella said on the second night, her voice stronger now. "We've always dismissed humans as fragile, short-lived creatures. But you endure." Kanat smiled grimly. "We're good at that. Enduring." He told her about his settlement, about watching his family succumb to the virus while he remained inexplicably immune, about choosing to stay in these mountains rather than abandon the only home he'd known. Bella listened, and something shifted in her violet eyes. Respect, perhaps, or understanding. On the 3rd day, they reached the communications outpost. Bella sent her distress signal to the Zeltharian fleet, and Kanat prepared to return to his shelter. She grasped his hand with surprising strength. "Thank you, Kanat of Earth, I won't forget this," he nodded, uncomfortable with gratitude. "Good luck out there." The next morning, Kanat woke to the rumble of engines. 30 Krell Raider ships descended on his shelter like birds of prey, their angular hulls bristling with weapons. His blood ran cold. They'd tracked Bella's path, and now they'd found him. The lead raider, a massive creature with crimson scales and cybernetic implants, kicked open his shelter door. "Human worm, you helped the Zeltharian royal escape. Now you pay the price, royal." Bella hadn't mentioned that. Kanat backed against the wall as 30 raiders surrounded him, weapons raised. He had no gun, no ship, no hope. Just a survival knife and the stubborn human refusal to die quietly. "Come on then," he growled, raising his blade. The sky suddenly split with light. 5 Zeltharian warships materialized above the settlement, their elegant forms dwarfing the Krell vessels. The lead ship's communications array blazed to life, and Bella's face appeared on every raider's display screen. "Attention, Krell forces. You are targeting Kanat, a protected friend of the Zeltharian Imperium and personal savior of Princess Bella Norithian. Stand down immediately or face immediate destruction." The raiders froze. Their leader's mandibles clicked in confusion and rage. "The human means nothing," he began. "The human means everything." Bella's voice cut through like steel. "He risked his life for a stranger when he owed me nothing. He demonstrated the highest values of any sentient species. And now he is under my protection. You have 10 seconds to retreat." The Zeltharian warships powered their weapons arrays, energy signatures bright enough to illuminate the entire mountain range. The Krell leader looked at Kanat, then at the warships, then back at Kanat. With a snarl of frustration, he signaled his forces. The raider ships lifted off, retreating into the atmosphere. Minutes later, a Zeltharian shuttle landed beside Kanat's shelter. Bella emerged, now dressed in royal armor, followed by an honor guard. She approached the stunned human with a formal bow, a gesture of profound respect in Zeltharian culture. "Kanat, The Zeltharian Imperium owes you a debt that cannot be easily repaid. My father, the Emperor, has decreed that you shall be granted citizenship, land, and title if you wish. You need never be alone again." Kanat looked at the princess, then at his battered shelter, then back at the mountains that had been his prison and sanctuary. "I appreciate that. Bella, really, but I have a question first. Can I bring my mountains with me?" She laughed, the sound like crystal chimes. "We can do better. We can terraform an entire world for you if that's your wish." "No," Kanat said slowly, an idea forming, "but maybe you could help me rebuild here. Make this a sanctuary for others like me. Orphans, refugees, the forgotten. Humans and aliens both. These mountains taught me that survival isn't about being the strongest or the smartest. It's about enduring, adapting, and helping others do the same." Bella smiled, her violet eyes shining. "Then we'll do exactly that. And perhaps the galaxy will learn what I have, that humanity's true strength isn't in their weapons or their numbers. It's in their absurd, beautiful refusal to abandon hope or each other, even in the darkest moments." Kanat extended his hand. "Partners?" Bella clasped it firmly. "Partners." Above them, the Zeltharian warships maintained their protective orbit, and below, in the shelter of the mountains, a new chapter began. Not just for an orphan and a princess, but for the understanding between species that humans called compassion, and the galaxy was only beginning to understand.